it just blows my mind is that a lot of the fans of CDL just literally hate on Warzone streamers or players or just the game in general. That's just super strange to me because, yo, I got love for all of them. Those were the first people I ever met streaming way back in BO4. Formal, Attach, Dashy, way back in the day. But it's weird how like some of the fans just hate on, I'm like, why? I don't know, like it's just weird to me. But the thing is, for them, I understand, but I also kind of don't, right? Is I'm not talking about the big teams like Optic and FaZe, right? Those guys are getting generational bags. Like they are making well-deserved bags. But if you're on a lower tier team, I don't understand why you wouldn't try to play and stream Warzone. Like I actually don't understand. And I would love counter arguments, whatever, because if you're on a lower tier team and you're losing, or you're just okay at the game, you're clearly one of the best COD players on the planet. You could play Warzone and be disgusting. Now, the other side too is a lot of Warzone people that love Warzone. I love Warzone. Bro, anybody that ever says like, cause CDL players couldn't play Warzone, bro, this is the easiest BR of all time. If any CDL player wanted to play Warzone, they'd be just fine. Like, let's be honest. Like, no, Warzone's better. Like, no. But the thing is, and I'm not even trying to throw shade at the teams or players. If you're not on Optic or FaZe or Thieves or like dedicated fans of the CDL, most people don't know who is on the bottom tier teams. So therefore, if you're not playing good or your team sucks, right? Your paycheck is only happening while you're in the league. So why not take a chance on yourself and grow your personal brand and grow your personal name and YouTube and streams and stuff? Because if you get dropped from that bottom 12 team, you have to start from scratch. You have to start from absolute scratch with like not zero followers, but like you don't have a brand for yourself. The best part about Warzone is we're all individual streamers, creators, players that people can watch. With a lot of the CDL, they don't ever stream their scrims. They don't stream. So a lot of people don't know who's on these teams and stuff. I just feel like, why wouldn't you, man? Now, I will say, I'm not saying every CDL player can just slide on Warzone and fry. And just absolutely fry. That's not gonna happen, right? If they care to be good, you gotta learn the cheese. Warzone is a lot of cheese. It's not just like sprint and plate and gun people. It's not. There's a lot of cheese, especially in customs and competitive. A lot of cheese, man. So if they care to actually learn, then they're good. But I feel like it's just weird to me why none of them do that. I've heard that this year, a lot of the contracts with teams and players and salaries and all that stuff is changing for the CDL. So hopefully we will see teams scrimming and streaming it and players streaming and playing Warzone or whatever it is, like, and growing like their personal brand. Because in my opinion, again, I could be wrong, unless you're on Thieves, Optic, FaZe, or just absolutely disgusting at the game, which is hard if you're on a very lower tier team, like you don't have a name for yourself or a brand. It just sucks, man, because there's so many great players and stuff that could grow their stream and brand and like name and content, but they just don't stream and stuff. I'm like, because obviously all of them are incredibly talented COD players. So it's like, dude, they'd be just fine in Warzone. Any Warzone person that ever says like, dude, CDL players would get slammed. Right now, yes, if they hopped in a custom and don't play customs and don't play Warzone, they're getting slammed, yes. Nobody is disagreeing to that part. But if they tried to learn all the cheese in the game, all of the corny stuff that Warzone has, they'd be just fine, bro. Anybody that says that's not true is just is mad bias, like mad bias. I mean, let's be honest, bro. There's a lot of Warzone players that are great players, but not great streamers. A lot of Warzone players that are great players, but they stream only when they have to. They stream and don't turn on a face cam. They stream on an alt Twitch account. Like, there's a lot of Warzone players that do the same thing. Now, again, I don't know why, but that's a whole nother story. But so it's not just CDL. There's just way too many people. And I feel like, again, it's more on the CDL side, in my opinion, but hey, to each its own, is a lot of CDL fans just hate on Warzone, man. It's weird to me because for me personally, man, I got only love for everybody over there, but the fans over there sometimes are crazy. And on the flip side, there's a lot of fans of Warzone that also just yap about stuff they don't know about. Anybody that is in the CDL, if they put the time in to learning Warzone and playing Warzone, they'd be just fine. They'd be better than a lot of players, let's be honest. Like, they're in the CDL, bro. They are literally one of the best players on the planet at Call of Duty. Warzone is Call of Duty at the end of the day. There's just way more randomness and way more cheese in the game. But on the flip side too, because I saw a lot of people saying, dude, if Scump and them played in the World Series, dude, they would have fried. I'm like, no, they would. If they did not practice at all, never played a custom and just hopped in on game day, they would not fry, bro. Like, and that's not even any, like, that's not even any shade. Like, saying like, oh, we're better. Dude, there's a lot of cheese in Warzone. They would not fry. Like, it's such a different game. There's very few times where you are getting into a cracked gunfight. Very few times. Scump won the solo YOLO in Warzone. Solo YOLO is not the World Series of Warzone. That is completely separate. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, and I'm not even, I'm not saying this as throwing shade, but in the World Series of Warzone, Scump and his team got like 40th or something. And again, I don't know who I am to talk because I just got 28th. But I got sixth last year, so chill on me. But yeah, because that is a argument I see all the time is Scump won the World Series of Warzone. I'm like, no, he won the solo YOLO, which is not World Series of Warzone. That is completely different. Next federal question. If you had to pick 3 other Warzone players to compete in the CDL with you, who would you choose? That question is federal. I'm going me, Destroy, Biffle, Soka. Me and D could just be silent gunners, and D and Soka could just be the yappers, bro. They could just be the straight yappers. Because I don't know if you're getting in a word with Destroy calming and Soka calming. It would just be na 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 na. Better than the bottom 6 already? That's crazy, Red. That's crazy. But Red, also, wait, that's a great point though. The bottom 6 teams, as players, why wouldn't you stream a lot and play Warzone? And the other argument that just doesn't make sense to me, because everybody's like, dude, Warzone players suck. It's like, okay. Or it's like, dude, if freaking Shifty played in the CDL, bro would have a 0.6. I'm like, yo, is there not people that drop 0.6s though in the bottom 6 teams like every single major though, and they get dead last every single major? So like, are we just ignoring, like, I'm not talking about like Shotzi, Pred, Simp, Abizi. Like, I'm not talking about them, right? Those guys are different. I'm talking about the guys like, let's not act like every person that plays in the CDL is godlike. Like they're just dropping 1.5s every major. There's people that are getting choke slammed every major and they're last every single like, so is that not the same thing? Like, what are we talking about here?